Tra la la. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review with the release of Dogman, the latest adaptation of Daft Pilkey's books. I am here today to do a review on the previous one, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. So, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, is a film by DreamWorks and is actually the final DreamWorks film under 20th Century Fox. And it came out in the year 2017, the same year as The Boss Baby. And it is directed by David Soren, and it stars Kevin Hart, Thomas Middleditch, Ed Helms, Nick Kroll, Jordan Peele, Kristen Schaal, etc. And so the film tells a story. Well, it's basically a replica of the storyline from the book. The only difference is that they did change the villain, but for those who have never read the Captain Underpants book, here's what it's basically about. It's about two best friends named George and Harold who constantly pull pranks on their in their school, and it comes to the attention of their villainous, well, quote unquote villainous principal, Mr. Krupp, who absolutely despises George and Harold, and he basically does not want kid stuff fun because he thinks that fun is a distraction from education. And one day, George and Harold pulled a prank that Mr. Krabs thinks is crossing the line, so he threatens to separate George and Harold. He wants to break their friendship as a punishment by having them separate classes. And so George decides that the only way to do it is to save himself. George and Harold decide the only way to save themselves is to brainwash Mr. Cup into like letting them control him, and so they hypnotize him into becoming Captain Underpants, which is based on the comics that they wrote. And of course, this leads to trouble when an evil scientist named Professor Poopy Pants comes to a school to become a science teacher, and Captain Underpants disguises Mr. Krupp approves him, so it leads to Mr. Krupp no, sorry, Professor Poopy Pants taking over the school, and he seeks revenge on children for laughing at his name. No, not children, but everyone for laughing at his name by wiping out all, you know, yeah, this is I'm losing brain cells from explaining this plot, so fuck it, I don't want to explain anymore. So, now, I know that Captain Underpants is actually is a DreamWorks film that was well received by people, and it says a lot considering the book that this movie is based on is actually very popular. Now, believe it or not, guys, I have read the book as a child. Like back then, and even like a year before this movie's released, like around that time, I still read the Captain Underpants book. The only reason I enjoyed reading Captain Underpants was because I hated reading books. I'm not a book fan myself, and so I thought that Captain Underpants was just an easy read, and so like yeah, if I'm forced to read a book, I can just read this for some reason. But I was just dumb, but to actually read something smart. Now I'm still not really a book fan to this day, but I will say that yes, I have some books that I love. Like even if I only read when I'm forced to read, I do. There are some books that I actually did enjoy reading, like Hamlet and Catcher in the Rye. With Catcher in the Rye being my personal favorite book of all time. Why the fuck is Hollywood not making a movie adaptation of that? Not even a glimpse of it. Maybe I could make an adaptation of Catcher in the Rye if ever I get to direct movies, which I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. But yeah, but Now, as an adult myself, like rethinking about that book, honestly, I gotta say, the Captain Underpants book, it does not age well at all. Yeah, that book did not age well. Like, holy shit, that like the book is just as stinky diaper as the as the title makes it out to made it out to be. And yeah, I actually used to enjoy this film back then, mainly because I still had a soft spot for Captain Underpants back then, but boy, the movie did not age well at all. I rewatched this a few days ago, in like last Friday, like the day that Dogma came out in theaters, and yeah. Now, I am not looking forward to Dogman at all. In fact, I have low expectations for it. I'm gonna try. Sorry, I dropped something, but I'm gonna try not to like hate Dogman. I will see. Maybe it'll be like mediocre at best, but I'm not really like. I don't have thoughts on hating on Dogman, but we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, but because Pants, this movie did not age well. Now my expectations for Dogman has gone even more of a downhill. Yeah, and even if I'm not a book fan nowadays, I can't deny that the Captain Underpants book, yeah, it's like so inappropriate. Like, it's just dumb. I mean, kids deserve a better books. I mean, say what you want about Diary of a Wicked being a bad influence on kids, but at least the Diary of a Wicked book, which by the way, the Diary of a Wicked book, it it's actually a book I loved reading as a kid, but then apparently my mom banned me from reading it because it was too inappropriate. I mean, at least Diary of a Wicked Kid has some good messages in there, and it was relatable and it was natural. Like the jokes, sure, yes, there are. Yeah, I mean, it is not super educational. I guess it's not an educational book. It's like one of those books that's only meant to be fun to read. To be fun to read, but at least it has something to say and it has good characters and it doesn't have like shitty humor. But I mean, and at least it's made by. It feels like it was written professionally. But Captain Underpants books, honestly, I refuse to believe that the book was even written professionally. I mean, I get it that Dave Pilkey is in the spectrum, but I'm sorry, Dave. I don't know how the fuck this guy still writes books. I mean, he literally he only wrote the only reason he wrote a story like this is just to piss off his teachers. So, like I literally read his bio when I was still a Captain Underpants fan, and apparently he literally came up with this idea when he was put in timeout. Like he was punished by his teacher. Like literally, his intention of writing the book is to just piss the fuck out of his teacher. Like, what the fuck? I mean, like that. That's why this book is like shit because like what the like I'm sorry, but this guy is a freaking hack. Like terrible author. I mean if I was the one like who if I was the one approving like that Dave Bilkey's I'll call him Dave Bilkey. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But if I were the one responsible for publishing Dave Bilkey's book, honestly I would not have approved it whatsoever. And so I think the movie's goal was to just stay true to the book, and yeah, I mean it tried, I guess, but I mean there's no saving Captain Underpants. I mean you can't save an already like shitty book. Heck, I think the movie is actually slightly better than the book. I mean, I will say that I do respect the writer and filmmaker's commitment to actually making this, to actually doing something out of this adaptation, but they just can't do Captain Underpants right. It's freaking Captain Underpants, like ridiculous. But do I think Captain Underpants is a bad film? No. It's just that, like, 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you kidding me? That is way too high. And people like literally praise the hell out of this one. It's the better DreamWorks movie of 2017 than The Boss Baby. I can guarantee on that, but that's not even saying much, man. Yeah, 2017 is another year that was a screw up for DreamWorks, and for like the final film of like what I personally consider to be the best studio to handle DreamWorks, 20th Century Fox. I mean, sure, yes, they did have some like mediocre and bad films in their hands, but I mean, they did give us my favorite DreamWorks movie, How to Train Dragon 2. But yeah, man, like they did not deserve this. I think like maybe I would have loved it more. Maybe at least How to Train Dragon: The Hidden World could have been the final 20th Century Fox DreamWorks film. I think that would have been better, but a better send off for Fox DreamWorks before like the next DreamWorks film. Universal gets ownership of DreamWorks for the next film. I mean, yeah. But yeah, now I will say this: I don't think it's a terrible film, just plain bad. At least there are some things I like about the film, so it's not gonna be a straight up rant. It's just gonna be like a mini rant or something. Yeah, I mean, even if I have notes about the animation, which I'll get to later, there are times when the movie can get actually creative, like the fliporama scene in the climax, and the sock puppet scene, like when George and Harold were imagining what could happen in their future if they got separated, and yeah, that was using sock puppets for that montage scene was actually pretty cool. Ed Helms does a decent job with his voice performance as the title character, and I've always liked Melvin. Melvin is actually a Captain Underpants character who's somewhat mature and all that stuff. So I'll say he is my favorite character in the film. And I think this movie does Melvin justice. There is one problem with Melvin, and I'll get to it later. But I mean, it has nothing to do with his character. I mean, he's a smart kid. He's a mature kid. He doesn't laugh at the stupid jokes that apparently the other the dumb kids find funny. And he's actually like that guy who I'd be friends. But sure, I'm not a genius like Melvin, but the fact that I don't like toy humor and I don't laugh that much. Well, I do laugh occasionally. Um, and I'm also like as much of a tattletale in real life as Melvin is. I think Melvin's a character I can get behind. Yeah. And the movie is not boring. At least I guess there were times when my eyes were actually glued to the screen. Now, but unfortunately, that's all the redeeming qualities I have for this film. Now it's time for my problems with the film. Now, one thing I will say, I understand what the writers were going for with the message of the film. The message of the film is that laughter is actually an important factor for human functioning. Laughter can be actually healthy, and you shouldn't take away. And I think I noticed that the message is actually more geared towards adults to actually accept the fact that children can have fun and laughter. I like what they were going for, but here's the problem with the messaging. It's the kind of humor displayed in the film, and good G was the humor is atrocious. Like, there are other jokes to laugh at. Like, there are other funny jokes out there. But apparently for this world, the only good humor that will get children laughing is sort of humor, like pee jokes, poo jokes, fart jokes. Like whenever adults say something that the reference as toilet humor, it's apparently the only thing that makes them laugh. I mean, there are other jokes out there, like, do they actually not know what an actual joke is? Like, literally, the only joke is when someone just talks about toilet stuff. Like, that is so dumb. But like, that really like, because of this, the message is just poor. Like, a good idea for a message is actually poorly executed, and yeah, like what I said, the source material is the movie's biggest problem. I'll talk more about the humor later, but yeah, let's get to this. There is a good movie in there somewhere because of how the commitment to actually stay true to the book, and it does stay true to the book, but it's hard for me to like a movie about a superhero running around in his underwear. And speaking of superhero, I've heard some people say apparently this movie's better than Marvel or DC. No, like yeah. Say what you want about the flaws of the DCU, but I would rather watch 80% of DCU's movies, no matter how mediocre they are, than watch this one. Of course, I'd rather watch this than the bad DCU movies. Cough, Justice League released on the same day as this, but still, and yeah, Captain Underpants himself. Oh my goodness, he is so annoying, and his attempts at humor is unfunny. And yeah, the humor in this movie, it's stinks, man. It is all fart jokes after fart jokes with there's not a single clever jokes in the mix. Like and you know why it's all like the humor is like this because it's a movie made for kids. Like if the movie knew that it's made for everyone, they would have actually included better comedy in there. Comedy that's appealing to adults. Like people are just going to tell me, oh, but the Frozen, stop calling sing animation just for kids. Adults can enjoy this movies as well. But I mean, it really is Hollywood's fault. I mean, people just don't get where I'm coming from, and that just sucks. That's actually why I can't stand the animation fandom. What I've been trying to say this for a while, but Hollywood should respect their audiences, especially animated films need to respect their adult audiences. But animation's for everyone. But when it comes to these kids, um, animated films like this, there's no respect for adult audiences. And yeah, and also there's also some cringe singing in this one that's played for laugh, like Saturday, Saturday. And also like the singing gets worse from there when George and Harold finds out that they're that that Professor P's real name is Professor Poopy Pants. They say Hallelujah, Hallelujah, and it is so cringe. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna view Hallelujah the same way again after hearing Jordan Harold's version. This feels traumatizing. Like once, if ever I listen, I'm now worried now. I'm nervous about the next time I hear the proper version of Hallelujah because now I'm just gonna think about George and Harold's version of it. Like it's gonna remind me of good grief. Oh, but the worst humor of them all, the music of fart bags. Ugh. So apparently they have this concert, this moment where a brainwashed Mr. Crab apparently conducts kids to sit on fart bags and chairs with fart bags to use it as a musical instrument, and they use farts as musical instruments, and apparently all the kids love it. Really, come on. Yeah, that scene right there is literally cringe of the highest level. I just can't. And then my blood boiled. George and Harold are a bunch of retards who deserve to get the ass whooped. Honestly, George and Harold are the worst characters in the film. Literally, their motivation for hypnotizing Mr. Carl to become Captain Underpants is to not let them him separate classes for them because that means their friendship will end. Sure, I mean they do come to the realization at the end that class separation does not mean end of friendship, but they don't even realize that friends can be separated for a short period of time. It's not like they're gonna get divorced or something, but apparently George and Harold overreact to this situation, and their separation is it's gonna be like a divorce or something. They act like they're married or something. I think George and Harold's friendship is creepy when you know that you can't separating us is illegal. Come on. And even Mr. Crumb himself acknowledges that George and Harold separating classes will mean their friendship will end. Seriously. And as for the voice acting, yeah, the voice acting is a mixed bag. Sure, there are some solid voice acting. I mean, I already mentioned Ed Helms as Mr. Crumb doing good. Nick Cole was also solid for Professor Poopy Pants. I think that Nick Cole was actually the perfect choice for Professor Poopy Pants. Even though I'm not a fan of this villain, I mean that's like one thing credit I can give this guy. But the voice acting of the three like main kid characters in this one, good G was very miscast. I mean Kevin Hart as George. I mean, did they only cast Kevin Hart to voice act George just because he's black? I mean, does race even matter for voice acting? I guess Pixar answered this question with Luca, and no, it does not matter. I mean, they literally got a white actor to voice act Alberta from Luca, who is a black character. It doesn't matter if about race voice casting. It's just voice acting. Good grief. And Thomas Middleditch as Harold, way too old for to be playing Harold. Like, oh, and Jordan Peele as Melvin. Yeah, even though I like Melvin as a character, I hate his voice. Jordan Peele as Melvin, awful casting choices. Why didn't they just cast kids to voice out these characters? Like, really, yeah, and yeah, the voice performances for Kevin Hart, Thomas Middleditch, and Jordan Peele were definitely off. Oh, and besides some creative bits and pieces here and there that I mentioned earlier on, the animation is really unappealing. The voice actor, the voice, like, no, the character designs are just not for me. It's not terrible, but I don't know, it's just not appetizing enough. No wonder this is not acknowledged as an animated film with a comic book with the comic book animation style, despite it coming out before Spider-Verse, and people call this animation style the Spider-Verse animation style, not the Captain Underpants animation style, because it's just not good. This is the worst animated film with a stylized comic book animation style. Well, we'll see how Dogman goes. So overall, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, is the most overrated DreamWorks film yet. It's not entirely the movie's fault, as it's mainly the source material, but the movie is barely better. This movie's just like, yeah. Honestly, guys, I highly doubt Dogman will surprise me. Maybe it could be better than this film. Who knows? But yeah, I am just ugh. So with that said, guys, I'm going to give Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, 2 stars out of 5. Yeah, weak movie. So also for my review of Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, what are your thoughts on the film? Would you agree with me that this movie is the most overrated DreamWorks film yet? Or are you someone who actually really likes this film? If you like this movie, I respect your opinion. Just don't attack me for it. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my movie review on Dogman, as well as my triple trailer reviews for Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 3, The Fantastic Four First Steps, and Jurassic World Rebirth. Which video will come first? Well, it depends. Probably Dogman, but again, it depends on the time. So anyways, bye guys.